Hello and welcome to I Am Geek, and this is episode 114. I am Ryan. I'm here with my brother Chris and our good pal Katrin. You guys ready for this?
I'm ready.
Yeah, sure.
He sounds so excited. Chris is a little out of it tonight, so we'll see how long he'll last. I just got back from Orlando, so you know, got that jet lag, I guess. I don't know.
You're on that Disney high.
On that Disney high. Even though I didn't spend much time at Disney because I was there for a conference, which we can talk about. So this show is going to be sort of a trip report plus some news going on, and then hopefully next week we'll have a guest on. But thank you as always, for listening to the show.
And welcome new listeners.
And welcome new listeners.
How
So
you doing?
I'm going to be so involved tonight in everything going on.
I think we're all a little punchy tonight, but we wanted to get something out there for you guys this week. It's been a crazy week, so it's a little late, but we'll be back to our normal,
regularly scheduled
program
next
week, or I guess this week, just later this week.
Good grief. Yeah.
But anyways, I just got back from Orlando for a conference, the Podcast Movement, which was a conference for podcasts.
And everybody's moving.
Everybody's moving. So I had a good time. It was a good conference. I think I got more out of meeting people than the sessions, if that makes sense. Got to meet a lot of podcasters. So we're going to try to collab with some. So we had fun with that. But they had like parties at night, and I'm not a big partier because I'm 41 years old. I'm an old man.
You picked up phrases like collab.
Collab. Yeah.
It's so industry.
Wow.
Wow. Fancy talker now.
Yeah. So instead of going to the parties, I went to Disney. And people were like, "You going to the party tonight?" And I'm like, no, I'm going to the parks. And they're like, "Oh,
I'm in Florida. You know where you're at, right?"
Yeah. Disney World is literally down the road.
Yep.
Going there. Which, if I hate to admit this, especially to all the listeners, but I was a little disappointed with Disney this time.
Uh-oh.
I know. I don't want to be like.
Do tell.
I don't want to be Debbie Downer. But literally every park is under construction right now.
Yeah.
The only one that didn't have a fence to try to figure out a way around at the gate was Hollywood Studios because they just got through with that one. But all three other parks had big fences up front. You had to walk a mile around them to get into the park. It wasn't that magic experience of, oh, here I'm at Disney. It was here I'm at a green wall. Let's figure my way around. And then once you got into the park, it was walls and shops shut down. Like I went to Hollywood Studios thinking maybe I would get a sneak peek of Galaxy's Edge, which I didn't because they had green shrubbery up everywhere, so you couldn't see in.
That's crazy.
But I went to Star Tours, rode that, and then I was gonna ride something else, but it was just really crowded. Toy Story Land was a mess. Like it's a mess over there. They didn't make that section big enough, I don't think. Like you couldn't even walk in there. I was just like, nope. Turned around and walked out. And then I was like, I'll just go peruse the shops at the front of the park because that's always fun, especially if you're by yourself and you can just sort of walk around. All the shops were closed to be refurbed.
What in the world?
Refurb, more technical terms.
Yeah. So I just walked out and said, I'll just go to Epcot and eat because I couldn't, like, I wasn't even going to eat there dinner, and they turned the quick service place into reservation only.
Yeah.
How's that quick service then?
Is it the commissary, ABC commissary?
Yeah, they turned the ABC commissary into reservations.
Heard
So I
about
walked
that.
up, and the people in front of me was asking about it, and they're like, "Do you have reservations?" And I'm like, "No." And they're like, "Sorry." And it's just like, where are people supposed to eat here now?
Yeah, there's
You
not
don't.
a whole lot. I mean, the back lot, I guess, where they call it the right? And that
I
there's
don't
that.
even know if you can get back there right now.
You
There's the
do you have
place.
to have like a reservation for the turkey legs?
Oh gosh, no. You need a reservation in like the ER after you eat those things.
Yeah,
But you can eat in Toy Story Land. They have that little
that's true.
quick
Woody
service, but that's really
and Woody's
small.
lunchbox.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's really small.
I can't. There's maybe one down by like a walk-up window by Rock and Roller Coaster and Tower Terror.
Well, there's the and there are like a to go place beside the prime time.
Oh well, you can sit at the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The tune in lounge or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So I just walked out and said, I'll go eat at Epcot because there's always food at Epcot.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
so I thought.
Oh no.
I got over there and a bunch of those places were closed. And of course there's not a festival going on, so all the, festival places were just looked like an abandoned town. It was just all these little buildings with that were boarded up, and you couldn't even get in the park to begin with because they had all that shut down. You had to walk around to the side of the park and then back to the front of the park, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I guess traditionally this time is when school's starting.
Yeah.
Through through sometime in October. That it used to be the slow time, right? So they figure they can do this and get away with it. But anymore, people are just taking their kids out and going. They don't care anymore. But I mean, some schools don't start until this week, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
And
That's
Magic
crazy.
Kingdom, the front was all ripped up.
Man.
And it was weird. Magic Kingdom Day, we went there, and the Fast Pass lines were longer than the regular lines.
Yeah.
It was weird. It was like the weirdest thing. It was just like, we went there. I was with one of my relatives and Sammy. Hello, Sammy. I'm sure you're not listening.
Thanks for listening, Sammy.
But we had a great time. She wanted to try to find the Funko Pop Madame Leota. They brought out for the Haunted Mansion, but they were completely gone. Sold out on the first day.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. But you can find them on eBay and Amazon for like $70.
Oh, of course.
Right. That drives me crazy.
Oh, yeah. I think you're limited to get 10 a piece, like 10 per person or something like that.
Oh, only 10?
I feel like there's probably a good chance that we're going to see a lot of this for the next year and a half because of the 50th coming up.
Yeah.
Right. So by the 50th, probably by summer, because October or whatever is the 50th, it's sometime in the summer, it'll start really clearing up and it'll be this place that you remember at one point in time that used to be like that. Right. But until then, it's going to be that way. And what's crazy is they're doing all these deals and things, trying to get more people to go. But I'm like, don't you want? Well, I mean, I'm sure they want more people to go because they got to pay for this stuff. But I mean, it's putting a bad taste in people's mouth, I'm sure, to see this. Yeah. Like I've complained about it a couple of times on here. I think that I feel like every time I go, there's at least something being constructed, and that drives me batty, but still go. But.
Yeah, it was like I was thinking, I was talking about it, and I said, if this was my only trip to Disney, like I'd been saving up, for my family to go, and this is what I came to, I would be so disappointed.
Yes.
Like I would just be like, really, this is the magic of Disney? Okay. It's not very magical. I could see this at home.
And maybe that's the point with some of these discounted tickets and things that they're doing, these packages where it's like, well, maybe we can ease it a little bit if we can make it a little bit cheaper for people or whatever, and because they won't feel so cheated out of it.
Well, but most of the people that have planned trips for now have been they've been planned.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean,
for a long time.
yeah, they've already paid for the tickets and
Yeah.
all that.
So it was fun. I mean, I still had fun because it was Disney.
Yeah.
We went by we went to Disney Springs. I introduced Sammy to the boathouse because she'd never been before.
Wow.
And it was fantastic as usual. And then we went down to check out the NBA experience that took over
I was going to ask.
Disney Springs.
Oh, good. Did you get your hoop on?
We
Did you
did
feel
not.
like you were in the NBA?
Yes, because the tickets were so much that we did not go in. So yes,
Yeah.
I felt like I was at an NBA game because I didn't go in. It's over $30 just to go in the building.
$34 or something. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
So we went in the store, and this is no dig on the people that were working there. Okay, no dig. But the people that the cast members they have at the NBA experience look like if you showed them a football and a basketball side by side and said which one was the basketball, they would go I don't know, the one that's shaped like with points on the end. They wouldn't know because they would just look so out of place and so like, why am I in a basketball store? What's going on?
Oh,
Yay, sports!
So it was me. There was just a ton of
Yes, there was a ton of youth there.
That makes sense.
And it was so funny. Like people were coming to the store, and you could look through the store to see the actual like foyer of or foyer or whatever you want to call it of the NBA experience.
Mm-hmm.
And there was just cast members just standing around doing nothing, like
oh.
bouncing a basketball or trying to bounce a basketball. And then the people in the store were like, "Hey, you like the store? You should go over here and check out the NBA experience." And everybody's like, "No, we're good."
Yeah.
So are you gonna let me in for free? Okay.
Yeah, I'll go right in for free. So I don't have high hopes for this place lasting long.
So,
Not if you got to pay
just-
$35 to get in. God.
You pay $35 to go in and bounce a basketball. Like what do
You
you?
get to experience what it's like to be an NBA player, supposedly.
Yeah.
Oh, so you do a bunch of drugs and then get like pulled over for DUIs.
Yeah, it's the DUI experience. And
Okay, cool.
not all basketball players do that.
I'm sure not all of them.
No, just like 75%.
I mean, there'll be some people that's their jam, right? They want to go and
I like what you did there.
yeah, pun
Their
actually
NBA
not intended, but it worked
jam.
out. NBA
He's on
jam.
fire.
And they'll go and pay that premium because there's on the other side of that you have so what's the equivalent to something else in Disney, right? There's tours, maybe maybe a tour is better, I guess.
Yeah.
Really, but I'm thinking of like premium things, like you're already paying all this money for a ticket. Why would you go and do this extra thing, right? But some people are really into the NBA, and this would be right up their alley, right? It's their jam.
Some people. Yeah.
Some people, and then there are some people that are really into Disney and they're into the history, and I feel like you're gonna get a lot more out of a tour, honestly, than this. I don't know what all they do in the NBA experience, but yeah, I have a hard time believing that most people are going to be like, man, I really want to go throw down $35 for this that I don't know anything about, really. I'm assuming they explained it on their website, so maybe people have an idea, but I mean, the Void is what, $30 a person, right?
Oh
Something
yeah,
like
I
that.
would much rather pay for that.
All right, so that's a premium. That's
Maybe
the price
stand on-
equivalent.
Stand on one court for a while, and then like, we're sorry, you have to move to this court. They're like, why? Because you were traded. You have to go. You have to stand over there now. I'm sorry.
And I would be curious to know if you get something from this experience, like, some of the free things you get to do in Disney. You get a free pirate map, like treasure map thing that, in this you're paying $35. So do you at least get a jersey? Well, jerseys are $80 bucks, right? A t-shirt maybe, or probably a bracelet or something, I'm sure, but no shoes or shorts or shirts or anything. But
here's what
Get a jock strap.
basketball.
Here's what you get.
A jock strap.
Jockstrap. They don't wear jock straps.
They don't.
Okay.
Well, they should.
Just baseball and football.
Well, here's what it says. Welcome to the hard court. Enter an immersive world where all your basketball dreams are just a layup away. So that's like the entrance. That's what the entrance is called, the hard court. And then get in the game. Put your basketball skills to the test as you dribble, shoot, dunk, and score. So you shoot basketballs. Okay.
Yep.
So you can do what you do behind your house.
Yeah. Make smart moves. Oh, wow. Okay, here we go. Geek out on player stats.
Yes, we got to go now.
Yeah. NBA-themed trivia and basketball history as you learn more about the sport. And it's a picture, literally, it's a picture of a guy sitting in front of a touchscreen that says trivia, A, B, C, D. And he's high-fiving the guy next to him who has this big smile on his face.
We win.
So far, you go through the entrance, you shoot some basketball, and you play with the giant iPad. And then it says, enjoy insider access. Go behind the scenes, onto the draft day stage, inside the locker room, and beyond.
No,
I don't think I want to go in the locker room. I don't want to go in there. Ice your shoulder.
Yeah, go get in an ice bath. Great.
So it's got a little more stuff about it, but pretty much that's it. You can shoot, dribble, play some trivia.
I mean, there's kids that's what they want to be when they grow up, right? And
Yeah.
I love the NBA. I like watching the NBA, but I just still don't see this as something I'm going to spend money on.
Oh, there's two theaters where you can just watch short films
No.
about basketball.
No.
How a knee surgery works.
This is what a torn ACL looks like. Oh, well.
Proper attire, including shoes and shirts, must be worn at all times. Athletic shoes are recommended.
So somebody had a question on a podcast I was listening to. They said, we're going to do the NBA experience, and then we're going to Morimoto right after it.
Mm-hmm.
Should we try to go change our clothes somewhere? Or should we just wear what we have on, all sweaty and stuff, and go into this fancy Chinese or Japanese restaurant?
Japanese.
Yes.
Are they going for lunch or are they going for dinner?
Or they were going for dinner. So it's like you have to. I think you have to wear.
I don't think there's a dress code at Morimoto's. It's just like a nicer.
It's just really nice.
It's nicer. It looks like, it reminds me every time I go in there, which it probably doesn't, but for other people, but for me, every time I go in there, it reminds me of the opening scene of Indiana Jones Temple of Doom. It's just that, I mean, it's that cool looking to me. I'm like, oh, it's so cool in here. I'm like, I'm ready for Indy to like pop out in his white tuxedo jacket. And...
So you're going into the Obi-Wan?
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me. So I don't know. I mean,
yeah,
looking at this, I don't really know how sweaty you're going to get. Because you're doing trivia and you're shooting on a basketball goal that's probably the height of me. So probably around 6 foot.
They probably can change the height pretty easy.
I'm not going to make any basket in there. Gotcha.
Well, they have the dunk challenge.
Yeah.
So you can dunk. So it's like a lower goal. They have shoot, beat the clock, bring home the win. So I guess there's a clock and you're trying to shoot before the clock goes off. Dribble, you bounce the b-ball. They really say that. Bounce the b-ball. Show off.
They are hip.
So you do drills. The coach takes you through some drills.
Ugh.
And then slingshot. Score. Take your game to new heights. And this next level shooting challenge. Using a large slingshot. What? You'll try to shoot the ball through hoops set at varying heights.
That could be fun.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't think that's an NBA experience.
It's not.
That's a carnival experience.
Maybe they're testing it out at this. I mean, this is the playground for them to test out new features or new things they could do in an NBA game.
And then they have a bunch of arcade basketball games set up.
Ah, yes. NBA Jam.
Nope.
They're
just
all
NBA 2K, NBA Live, NBA Playgrounds, Pop a Shot. That's it.
They should have, for those that don't want to try to dunk the basketball, they should have Oreos and milk on the side. Dunk some Oreos.
And then they have a place to eat that's not open yet.
Oh.
That they were still working on when we were there. Because I saw them working on it. And then, of course, the store. But that's it for $35.
I mean, somebody's going to enjoy it, but most people won't.
Sounds like a nightmare.
It's going to probably...
They should have done, since that building's so big, or it was anyways when it was Disney Quest, if they wanted to do this sports theme, they should have done like a sports, like Goofy Sports or something that had all the sports. Where if you're a football fan, a basketball fan, hockey, whatever, you could go in there and experience all these sports. Instead of focusing on the NBA, which really isn't that big of a draw right now. Compared to other sorts.
They should have based it off the Saturday morning cartoon with Michael Jordan and Wayne Gretzky and Bo Jackson.
I remember that cartoon.
They should have based it off of that.
What was that cartoon called?
All Stars? Was it All Stars? Or something?
Sounds right.
That's cool.
Like something All Stars, I think. But they should have done that. That's what they should
have. Of course.
Oh, but no one talked to me about it.
Yeah, but I guess NBA wanted their stuff on it, so I guess that's why they did it. I don't know, but that would have been cool. Like if it was $35 and you get to experience all the major league sports. Yeah, I could see that
maybe. Yeah,
maybe.
Pro Stars.
Maybe.
I mean, it's called Pro Stars. Cartoon.
Anyway, so that's the NBA experience. There's a lot of other stuff that they were redoing or closed or at Disney Springs. That was sort of the theme of the trip. Sorry, we're closed. I saw the new Disney store in all its glory, World of Disney. And by all its glory, I mean, welcome to our warehouse. Because that's what it looks like now, the big warehouse. For a department store. Cross between a warehouse and a department store. And I went in Once Upon a Toy. It is so sad now. Because the Void took over most all of its space. So you walked in and it was like basically three rooms. Huge rooms full of toys. Now it's just the front entrance.
What? Oh.
Just you walk in and that's it.
Yeah.
So I don't even know why they still have it. They should have just closed the whole thing down.
Yeah.
And let the Void use the whole place.
Well, we're not here to sell Disney to you folks.
I love Disney, but
we love
really
Disney.
Want to go to Disney.
Maybe wait until 2021 when they get everything done.
At least, or maybe later, just to bypass the crowds because it's gonna be crazy.
The Tron coaster looked like it's gonna be sweet. With all the construction, very big, very cool looking.
I told my son I'd ride that ride, and he's keeping me my hand to the fire on that one, or whatever you say. He's like, you're gonna do it, right? It's like, yeah. It looks fun.
As far as you know, yeah.
Yeah, that was another funny thing, that all the people that I was with in the parks, none of them liked roller coasters because I was with Sammy. She doesn't like them. And then I met up with Hank, who was on a couple episodes ago, Hank Bagwell. We had a good time. Shout out to Hank if you're listening.
Shout out.
We had a wonderful time, but he's like, dude, I don't do roller coasters. And I had like booked 2 fast passes for roller coasters.
Oh.
And I'm like, it's okay, man. We'll just go to something else. But we were there late because it was open to like 10, and we were there late. So basically, most stuff was like a walk on, which was good. So we did Jungle Cruise, we did Pirates. When I was there earlier with Sammy, we did basically all of Walt's originals, or the stuff that Walt had a hand in.
Yeah.
So Pirates, Haunted Mansion, Carousel of Progress, the Tiki Room.
Yeah.
We got Dole Whips and went to the Tiki Room, which I tried the raspberry pineapple swirl. It was good. It was really good. I really liked it. What else? Oh, we did Buzz Lightyear. I mean, that's not a Walt original.
Oh no, that was his original design.
Spaceman.
Spaceman. That's the one that the Fast Pass line was really ridiculous. Like the line was out. Fast Pass line was out to like back where Monsters Inc. is, Laugh Floor.
Wow.
And the other line was like inside the door. So I don't know what they were doing there. I guess they just didn't know how to get the line through. Right. So I had fun. The podcast movie was great. I explored some of the other parts of Orlando that I usually don't do when I was there, when I'm there with the family.
Oh, those parts. Oh my.
No, one of their parties was down by the Orlando Eye or whatever they call it now, the big Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
So I went down there. It wasn't really my scene.
Carnival?
The party was at the Tin Roof, and it was so loud that I was just realized I'm an old man. And I told the people there, I was talking to, like, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to go. I'm just old. It's so loud. Like, you couldn't even hear people talking. It was so loud. I don't know. The area down there was a little different. I wasn't really a fan.
Yeah, I don't do things like that either because I just I don't like people.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah.
I like watching people.
That's weird.
I'm not big group. I'm not a big group person.
I was just
people watching. Everybody likes people watching.
Oh yeah, I love people watching.
Because I went to a conference in Washington D.C. after we went to the Comic Palooza. I went to Washington D.C. for a work conference, and they had this block party set up. I think I talked about this with the huge foosball table that was gigantic, and then these big beer pong things with trash cans, and they had all the restaurants in the block were open to us. We could just go in and eat all the food, all the drinks we wanted. So it was fun. I was with a bunch of people from work, so it was a safe environment. Nobody's getting crazy. And it was funny. We ended up in this one place with a Papa Shot. You were talking about that earlier, and they were going crazy on that thing. Like that, the people that were playing had a few, and one of the guys that was with us was yelling at everybody shooting. It's like, come on, you can do better than that. Put it in there. Come on. You suck.
Whoa. No.
Whoa. Oh, sorry.
Timestamp. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Right. But yeah, it was the same kind of thing you're talking about. It's just like super loud and everybody's going crazy. And, but it was cool because there was lots of food.
Yeah. So I've talked to a couple of people. It's one of the people that we've met through the podcast. On her podcast, she's called the Lady One, I think.
Yeah.
She was there, so it was her birthday that night. So that's why I went to the party, just to say happy birthday. That's the only reason I went. They did have an escape room in the middle of the conference floor.
That's cool.
Oh,
that was cool. And so, I guess who got the fastest time of the whole conference?
Jeff Johnson.
Some other guy.
No, me. Got the fastest time.
Oh.
Like,
nice.
It was me and two guys that were just standing out front. We're just like, let's just do it together. So we walked in, and of course I surveyed the room and just start doing everything. And they're like, what do I got to do? And I'm like, just come here and just do this. Do that stuff. And got like 2 minutes left. It was like a 10-minute escape room. And there was 2 minutes left when we finished. And the guy was like, that's the fastest the whole time. He said, most people are like, if they finish with 20 seconds left, or we have to stop the clock and pretend like it's still going and say, yeah, you got it. You about got it.
You're close enough.
Yeah. Good. Look at you.
So, yeah. So that was a highlight there. But 2 minutes left. That's pretty good. And it was like a bunch of different puzzles. It wasn't like one puzzle. You had to figure out. Yeah. So I told them that about our podcast, and they're in Lakeland, so we may have them on the show sometime.
Cool.
We'll talk about escape rooms and design. If that's something you guys are interested in, let us know on Twitter or Facebook.
Bring it on.
You guys want us to have some escape room people and to talk about sort of the process behind building an escape room. It could be sort of interesting.
We did an escape room last week.
Oh.
Was that last week?
Oh.
At Escapology.
You look like you're looking at somebody.
Yeah. At Escapology, we did Antidote. Have you done Antidote? I know you've done some of Escapology. There's like a virus that's going to be...
I don't think I've done that one.
It's pretty cool. We made it with 14 minutes left. There were my family of 3 and 2 people that signed up for the same time. We're like, okay, sure, come on,
Yeah.
And they were telling us that they were trying to go to like every escape room they could. Like they go whenever they travel, they go and do all just like we do.
Yeah.
And and we were doing all the puzzles for the most part. And this guy was like, "Man, you really know what you're doing here." It's like, I mean, it wasn't that hard, but it was.
Did you pull a Ron Swanson and go, "Son, I know more than you. Just sit down over here."
I felt bad because he was having a hard time with the locks, I think, and like different puzzles and things, and I just like grabbed it from him. I'm sorry.
I would have gave him my phone and pulled up like Angry Birds or something. Like, here, just sit here and play this.
Here, you're just gonna do this. Yeah, I felt bad because and then Carla did the same thing. My wife did the same thing. Was with because she was kind of going around with the wife of because it was a husband and wife, and she was kind of doing stuff with her and just kind of doing it because we're that way. It's like move, but we'd try to let them do some things like go try this code over there.
Here's one for you. You go.
It's really easy. It felt so bad, but we took 2 clues, and I don't know if it's like they're quick on the trigger. If you just say clue, they put it on the screen because I was like, no. Oh well.
We got a clue.
Yeah, there was one time though they gave us a clue and it didn't quite make sense. So they did it again, but reworded it. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the worst. I've been in some escape rooms, and
stupid.
There's like one puzzle. There's always one not in all escape rooms, but there's one puzzle where they just completely did the puzzle wrong, and you're like, I know this is the answer, and you just keep doing it, and it doesn't work. And then I've had a couple like that, and they've had to come in and be like, oh yeah, you got the right answer. I don't know why it's not working. I'm like, I just wasted like 10 minutes on this thing. I'm like, well, we'll figure it out. We'll give you more time back or something. I think the last Escapology I did with Chris, and we failed miserably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's probably my fault.
Which one was it? Do you know?
It was the
Budapest thing, right?
No, it was
a
submarine one.
Oh, we don't have that one. Shoot.
And it was like it was literally all math.
Yeah,
and we both stink at math, so we're like, well,
street boys don't do math.
Yeah, I love the escape rooms that are like no math involved. I'm like, okay, I got these.
Yeah,
I tend to overthink things in those.
Yeah. Yep. But so that was my trip. I visited a few different comic book stores. I was in Orlando, so that was cool.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you handed out our cards?
Right? I did. I did to a bunch of people.
Good, because we had a bunch of cards. I still have a ton here.
I even handed out. I was like in a random GameStop. I was like, here's my card. But I handed out basically to all the There's one comic store I went in, and there was one girl working. It was a huge comic store. One girl working that was just sat behind the counter on the phone, so I didn't hand it to her because she acted like, please don't bother me.
I will kill you.
Yeah. I looked at, the comic stores and, of course, looked at the Funko Pops and all of them because our friend Michael Davis has gotten me hooked on those. It's not a good thing. I didn't actually buy any of them, so I window shopped.
It's okay to look, Ryan.
I may have looked and then looked on Amazon and said, oh, that's a lot cheaper on Amazon. Let me put that in my cart for later. I may have done that, but I didn't buy anything. So they have some Castlevania ones out now that are pretty sweet. It's my favorite video game, so somewhere down the line I may get those. And I'm still debating on the Stranger Things Ghostbusters editions to go with my Ghostbuster ones that I have here.
There you go.
But then that's it. No more.
Until they come out with others.
Yeah. So many of them. There's so many random ones. We could do a whole episode on Funko Pops.
Well, it's like the Jeff Goldblum one you have, right, from Jurassic Park.
At least that one's from a movie. Like some of them, you're like, they have like one of the latest ones out is like the Royals, whatever their names are, their wedding.
Oh yeah.
And then they have like
Markle and
yeah.
I don't know.
And then ones from like random TV shows. You're like, are there people out there that's like, I can't wait for that one to come out. A random TV show that nobody sees.
You never know.
They got breakfast cereal ones.
Yeah, so many of them. Anyways,
got them all.
So while I was there, an announcement came out from Disney about a new ticket. They got a new ticket. We were just talking about them.
Yeah.
Trying to get more people in, and it's called the Midday Magic Ticket.
Oh.
Put that on a T-shirt.
Getting a little midday magic.
The title of the episode right there.
Midday Magic.
Midday Magic.
Get you some.
But I mean, it's cool.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it only lasts till the end of the year, though, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, December 15th is the last day of it. But so you have to buy at least 2 days, from what I saw, because I went to try to see what it would cost to buy, and you can buy up to 4 days pass, and it's like super cheap if you're buying a 4-day pass. Like you save $100 or so a ticket. It's crazy, and it works for people like you, Ryan, that aren't getting up until 11 o'clock in the morning.
No. With kids now, I get up earlier, but we don't rush.
But you still did, right? But we
don't rush.
Yeah. But we went, and you guys didn't show up till like 11 or so, right? At lunchtime, and that's your family. That's a lot of people do that, and there's a lot of people that don't want to get up and go. So it benefits those people because you save a ton of money. You're still there, especially right now. Like, well, maybe not so much right now, but they may be open till midnight or so, and that's still a lot of time, right?
Well, they're closing earlier now till like the latest something is open is 10 o'clock was the latest.
Well, that's still pretty good. I mean, that's because I went in February by myself that one time. I got there at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, something like that, and it closed at 10, and that was perfect for me. And that I felt like I got my $160 worth, or $125 worth. Whereas if I'd gone after this, it would have been $79 if I went 2 days. But and I could have if I really wanted to. So it's very attractive. What it also helps, and I said this to you guys, is or I said it on Twitter maybe, is it helps those people that like to rope drop. It encourages people to come later because, hey, I got this cheaper ticket. They're more likely to go later. And then those people that like to rope drop, it's like I've got even more of an advantage because there's less people that might rope drop because of that, because they're not spending all that money. Yeah. But the problem is a lot of rope drop people go back later on, and that's when it's going to be packed because everybody's there at that point, I guess. But so it's got its ups and pluses and minuses.
So for 2 days it's $176. For 3 days it's $252, and for 4 days it's $316.
It's like 400 and something for the 4-day pass. It's what's crazy. Like if you were to
$316. I'm on Disney's website right now.
For a regular 4-day pass.
Oh no, this is the.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. For
gotcha.
A regular 4-day pass, it's 400 and something. I looked at the other day, and I was like, "That's crazy." I thought it was like, and it used to be like $350, I think, for 4 days, but now it's even more. But
I remember when $88 a day to go to Disney Park was like expensive.
Yeah.
Like why would you pay that? Why would you pay $88 to go for a day?
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh, that's so cheap.
It's what is it at Dollywood? It's about that much, isn't it?
Yeah, they
like $80. I remember when a season pass was $25 or something crazy like that. My parents would get them at Food City. We'd have it for the whole year.
So this is cool. I'll be interested to see if they do something like this in the future, or if this is just for now for the while stuff's under construction.
Yeah, like yeah, that was my point earlier. Is that this kind of thing is kind of easing the pain of not having everything available. Maybe
I mean, yeah.
they make it look like they're not getting anybody to come in, and that just doesn't make sense to me. That nobody's coming, so we got to make these weird packages
No,
now.
they're coming. It was crowded
I
when I was
know.
there.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
But
believe
it's
it.
interesting that they're shutting this off, Midday Magic, right before the second ride in Galaxy's Edge opens.
Yes, and it's also I mean, after the 15th, it picks up no matter what, right? Because
Yeah.
kids are out of school soon after that, and so I mean, it makes sense, but um, I don't think it's necessary. But.
There's also another ticket that was announced, which this one's a little stranger, little weird. This is the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party Spooktacular Season Pass for $299, and it says that you can go to most event nights, but not all of them.
I didn't see that part.
Yeah, it says with this new pass, you can attend most event nights for just $299 plus tax. There's
Which
so much
equals...
to see and do.
Well, you could spread it out.
Well, that's what it says. I mean, there's so much to see and do.
I mean, that equals out to about 3 times going, right? It's the cheapest ticket you can get is $80, and then the most expensive is over $100. So if you go 3 times, you pay for it. Most people don't go more than once.
Yeah.
To the party because you're like, I got it. You know, it's fun, but
again, I think these kind of passes, especially, you know who they're geared towards. No, you don't.
I mean, people that live there. I don't.
People that film these things for a living.
Well, sure.
YouTubers.
Yeah.
They're like, oh,
that's very true. That's
I
a good
could go
point.
a bunch of time and get a bunch of footage for my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I was just thinking about that. I was like, how many times would somebody go that's like a vlogger, right? And they may just go once, maybe twice, but that's expensive, you know. But if they could do this, they can spread that out and make this awesome video, I guess, and that's more publicity for Disney.
Yeah.
Free.
It does not say which dates you cannot go. It just says that you can go most event nights.
I did see that. There was one stipulation that I saw was it works for every night except for Halloween night, like the 31st. There's the only one I saw, but maybe they changed it up. But it was because that's the one that they usually sell out. So I guess they're anticipating that they aren't going to sell out because the problem has gotten to be where too many people are going to this event now, and the Christmas one where it used to be a bonus that nobody would go, or fewer people would go, and you could just walk on everything. But now it's gotten to be they let more people in.
Yeah, it said there's somebody commented at the bottom. It said, "Does this mean attendance will no longer be capped?"
Yeah,
that was one of the big draws of the party for me.
You can't cap it because people have bought their tickets, and now you're letting people, unless they say, oh, you got one of those passes, you can't come in. But and they know ahead of time for the most part. But if somebody's traveled and made plans, how are you going to tell them? I don't know.
Yeah, money.
But that happens. I mean, that happens when they like at 4th of July usually, right? That when they run out of room, or Christmas, and they say, sorry, nobody else can come in.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. But they do have some new stuff. They have a new stage show, which looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
But the new Jack puppet on the stage show looks amazing.
Yeah,
I was
awesome.
When I first saw it, I saw like a little clip on Twitter. I thought, is that just part of the projection? And they have it.
Yeah.
But then I realized, oh no, that's somebody doing the puppet, walking with the puppet.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Awesome.
And then they have the bride is now in the Boo to You parade, which is creepy.
It's very creepy.
And Buzz Lightyear and the Incredibles and stuff, which it looks like Buzz Lightyear on the Little Mermaid float is what it looks like.
Yeah.
For those that have seen it. Oh, while we was there, we went to the Haunted Mansion store. And so, you know, like in Avatar, they have the Banshees you can buy, sort of the pets of the land. In Galaxy's Edge, they're going to have the monkeys from whatever they're called.
Yeah.
Wow, I just drew a blank. That you see in Jabba's scene.
Yeah.
And then they have other animals you can buy. Well, now the Haunted Mansion has their own little unique thing that you can get. It doesn't. You don't wear it on your shoulder, but but along the same lines, where you go and you buy this specialty creature or thing, or like Harry Potter has the wands and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So now you can get these jars from the Haunted Mansion store that contain the spirits of ghosts from inside the Haunted Mansion. They're pretty cool looking. They look like old jars.
Yeah.
And then you tap it on top and it lights up, like flickers, and it's got like an image of one of the ghosts, like the hitchhiking ghost,
That's cool.
Hatchbox ghost inside. And then it you can hear it like talking or telling the story of that ghost. And it's got like a charm on the outside of the bottle hanging that represents the ghost, and it comes in this coffin. And so basically it says we've been doing some refurbishments. I can't talk in the Haunted Mansion, and our ghosts need a home, so take them home with you.
Take them with
you. So they're actually cool looking.
That's cool.
They're like $50.
Gosh.
Yeah.
So you could almost get 2 people into the NBA experience for one of those things, right?
Yeah. I mean, I was telling Sammy, I was like, I could probably make you one of these for like $10. Because all it is, it's a jar that's painted to look old with a little sheet of clear like plastic that has the ghost etched on it, sort of slid down the middle, and with an LED light in the lid. With some sound effects. And that's basically it. But $50. Yeah.
Jeez.
They're cool looking. Like if you had the money,
it sounds really cool.
They would be cool, like especially like Halloween time displays for your house.
And see, you could take that home with you, whereas the NBA experience, you go through it and you're done. And it's like
and you're sad after.
But that's crazy that it's like it's more for that than to go to the NBA experience, I guess. But I don't know, for a thing.
Yeah, it's cool. And they had like a special edition one that you could get for a limited time that was like the organ player. So they had different ghosts from in the Haunted Mansion, not just the big ones.
Cool.
And then they had a bunch of different stuff because it's Disneyland's 50th anniversary of the Haunted Mansion. So they had tons of different things. Some of it was cool. Some of it was like, what's this going to go on clearance soon?
Yeah.
So that's not all the announcements. On the other side of Orlando, Universal Studios announced all their houses and everything for Halloween Horror Nights.
Oh.
So I'm excited.
Of course you are.
Well, yeah. I'm going when I'm there at least once, maybe twice. I have a ticket that gets me in twice.
3 times a lady.
Yeah.
3 times a lady.
But they're having one of my favorite movies. They're having Ghostbusters as a house. They're having Stranger Things season 2/season 3. I'm not sure how much of each one is a house. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Cult classic. Have you guys seen that movie?
I remember it. I don't think I ever really watched it.
It's funny.
Yeah,
it's like one of those campy, just dumb movies that is so fun. House of 1,000 Corpses, which I haven't seen and probably won't even go through the house because it's not really my jam.
But there's 1,000.
Yeah, it's Rob Zombie's movie with Dr. Satan or something like that.
They one-upped the Haunted Mansion, I guess. There's
1,000 there.
There's 1,000. Literally one-upped.
They're going to have Jordan Peele's Us as a house,
Oh.
which I haven't seen that movie yet, so I guess I need to see
I
it.
either.
I don't know how that's going to work as a house because the whole movie is based on your doppelganger coming to get you. So, are they going to have a doppelganger of me coming to get me?
Yes.
That would be cool.
Okay.
What they should do is hire twins. I may have said this on the show. I'm not sure. Hire twins and then put one of the twins in the line and the other twin yanks it out of the line.
Well, they can't really figure out what you look like, so they have a version of someone. Then they dress you up like that person and send you in.
I guarantee if they don't do this, then they're missing out. I guarantee there's going to be like a mirror hallway with two-way mirrors, and then you're gonna look in the mirror and it's gonna like flash something scary that makes you look scary. They should do that. That would be cool. They're gonna have a Universal Monsters house, which is all the classic Universal monsters. So that's gonna be pretty sweet.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Is it black and white?
If it's not, then they missed out.
What?
Yeah, it should be black and white.
Yeah. They probably won't be.
How?
What? How would they do it black and white? Well, there's this stuff called paint. They just paint everything.
Well,
Makeup.
but you wouldn't be black and white.
Well, no.
Well, no, but the whole. Anyways, I don't think they're going to do that for this. I've heard rumors that they may do that for something else, a ride type thing. But then they have their original houses, which every year they have original houses. They have one called Depths of Fear, which is going to be sort of like an underwater house, which might be cool. Graveyard Games, which is the one I'm most looking forward to, I think, especially out of the originals, because it's like you're in a cemetery at night and the ghosts are coming to get you and stuff. I like the more supernatural, spooky, like
playing Yahtzee and
type of houses. Yeah.
Yeah.
Graveyard Games. Then they have Nightingale's Blood Pit, which a few years back they had a house called Nightingale's, which was really cool. It was based on, I think, World War I. And all the soldiers that were getting hurt on the field, there was these nurses that would come take care of them. Well, the nurses were actually these creatures that would take the wounded and feed on them. So this time it's going to be based in ancient Rome. So it should be cool. And then they have Yeti, Terror of the Yukon. So it's going to be about a Yeti in a remote part of Canada.
Oh. Like, oh, sorry. You know,
Oh, sorry.
Gotta chase you down now, eh? Sorry about that.
And then, of course, they have their scare zones. I'm just going through these really fast. They're going to have a Zombieland scare zone.
Nice.
I'm so excited for that. I need to watch the movie again. That movie is so fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they've already started building like some of the props, like the carnival. So they're going to have like the drop tower and all this stuff. If they're not selling or giving out Twinkies at this event, then they're missing out, because they have Zombieland and Ghostbusters. Both of them have Twinkies in it. But I guess Zombieland would technically have to have snowballs instead of Twinkies, because at the end, that's all they find is the hostess snowballs instead. Then they're going to have another Rob Zombie thing, a scare zone about Rob Zombie. Which I don't know.
It's just Rob Zombie.
It's called Hellbilly Deluxe. I don't know. Whatever. And then they'll have an arcade, which is going to be a Sinister's 80 inspired arcade. That sounds cool. A vanity ball, which it looks like some kind of weird plastic surgery area.
Oh, nope.
No. And then they're going to have Vikings Undead. Undead Vikings. That sounds cool.
Oh. I guess most Vikings were undead at some point.
We're undead right now.
Yeah, I mean,
Sure.
Not dead.
Yeah.
That's true. It's just going to be Vikings hanging out. Hey guys, what's going on?
Oh, hey there. Good to have some.
Let's
I'm
grog.
gonna raid this town here.
Oh, yeah.
Are they Canadian too?
Canadian Vikings.
Everybody's Canadian. Oh, sorry. You know, you got to reap and pillage, you know.
They all sound like, what is it, Korg from?
It's what we're about. What we're about.
And then they're going to have two shows. Academy of Villains is coming back, which I'm like, why? It's just a dance crew. It's just not my thing.
People like
that.
Yeah, people like that.
Some people.
Like 13-year-old girls.
Like me.
That seems to be what happens. Like we have at our zoo, we have a zoo boo thing, and it's like all these girls standing there like, oh my gosh, where are we going? Because my son always wants to go in there. I'm just like, no, I don't want to go in there.
The Academy of Villains is a very talented group, I'll say that, but I don't think their place is at Halloween Horror Nights, especially after the shows that they've had in the past. And then they're going to have Marathon of Mayhem, which is going to be like a show on the lagoon there. It looks pretty cool.
If they don't bring back Bill and Ted's next year, they're missing out.
I'm wondering if they had to get get rid of it for legal reasons.
Could be.
Because they were bringing out the movie.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know. They should have just replaced it with like Beetlejuice or something. Because they used to have a Beetlejuice show.
Yeah.
Oh, but so that's it. That's it. That's Halloween Horror Nights this year, and it looks amazing. I just hope that it's not so crowded when I go that I get to literally do nothing. Because last year, that's what it felt like. It was just so crowded.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I may just go on Ghostbusters over and over again because it's going to be amazing to walk through Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else will be too. Think the same thing.
I know. Well, I know that I'm probably not going to do Houses of 1,000 Corpses, so that's one act that I don't have to worry about. All the rest of them look pretty good, though.
Yeah. Can't
wow,
go
this
wrong.
has been interesting just hearing me talk about what's coming to what you can look at on their website.
Mm-hmm. Well, now they don't have to.
Now they don't have to.
Now they
I
don't
have to go.
Yep, we do it so you don't have to.
That's right. Because somebody's listening to this while they're driving. Watch out for that car. And they are thinking, man, I'm so glad I didn't have to go and look at all that. I can just look. That's why they listen to these things, so they don't have to. That's why I listen to podcasts. So it's like I can keep up with things. There's, all kinds of stuff you can keep up with.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I'm sure I'll do a trip report when I come back about Halloween Horror Nights. That'll be later in September, October.
We've got one coming up soon with Tyler and Hank will be returning soon, right?
Yeah. They said they were coming back.
Coming back after they go to see the Galaxy's Edge. So they're going to take a trip. Yeah. And
I had such a good time with Hank in the parks. He's a blast. We had fun. I took him to we were trying to figure out what to do because it closed. Magic Kingdom closed at 10. He's like, the night's young. I'm like,
I'm not.
I'm not. But he's like, what can you do? He's like, I've always wanted to go to the lounge on top of that hotel over there. And I'm like, oh, you mean Top of the World Lounge on Bay Tower? He's like, yeah, I never get in there. I'm like, I can get you in there. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah, let's go. Because I'm DVC, so I can get in.
Nice.
So we went up there and experienced that. It was fun. He goes, I always get the specialty drink. Well, the specialty drink there is a fishbowl.
Oh my!
It's a $24. It was the size of a fishbowl.
Yeah.
It had Swedish fish in it. It was boba balls and alcohol. It was mostly ice, I'm pretty sure. He drank it. He drank it all.
I hate boba balls.
Did you see that news story about some little girl that ate so much of them they got stuck in her? They had to do surgery to get them out.
Oh gosh, no.
Yeah, it's horrible. Don't eat the boba balls. I'm not a fan. Anyways. So yeah, we'll have them on as they return from Galaxy's Edge. It was funny watching people walk up to the Galaxy's Edge entrance going, why are those people getting to go in there? And most people didn't even know what it was. They're like, oh, so this is the Star Wars area. What?
Star Wars?
They're like, if you're a pass holder, you would have got an email about it. He goes, I'm a pass holder. I didn't get an email. Well, you got to be a platinum pass holder.
Yeah.
Or diamond or whatever it is. Yeah. So with all that, what you streaming, guys?
We started watching Supernatural.
Yeah, have you continued?
We continued an episode.
Yes.
Wow. And I was amazed. She's like, let's give it another shot. I was like, okay. Because she was freaked out with the first episode.
Did she start pouring salt around the perimeter of your house?
No, we're not going to do all that. But yeah, so we watched it and enjoyed it, I think. So I can't remember what the second episode is about. But the first one was about the woman in white legend or whatever, that.
Yeah.
So they talked about that.
It's been so long since I've seen the first season, I can't even remember.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I can't remember the second one. But anyways, I was thinking about it earlier, and now I can't remember. But anyways, it was good. So that's, I guess, what we're streaming right now.
I hope you continue because it's one of my favorite shows.
Yeah, I know. That's what I hear.
But I like all that supernatural spooky stuff. So you may.
Mhm.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me. I like it too. I remember the first time I watched Stranger Things. I didn't know what it was about at all.
Yeah.
Which is the different, I know. But I remember watching it thinking it was just going to be something funny, like a funny's 80s show or something. And I was like, what is going on here?
It's gonna be like Alf.
I'm by myself at my house, Yeah. And I was like, I'll watch this since nobody's here, And it's like I can't watch this one, but I watched it all, and
Yeah.
at least the first season. Um, so,
Where's Alf? Where's the cute little alien?
Stranger Things. Did you all see I think it was Bad Lip Reading did
Yeah.
a parody of like a intro to the show, and it was awesome, like an 80s sitcom.
I don't think I've
intro.
seen it.
Yeah, it's
Go
funny.
back and
So
look.
good. Stranger Things. So great. Kind of sounds like like an 80s sitcom or 90s, 80s. Well, I guess it'd be 80s. Yeah.
Yeah. What you streaming, Chris?
Well, we recently watched the new Hellboy.
Ooh.
Actually,
We're continuing with the spooky theme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it earned its rated R.
Oh.
There's some language, wasn't a whole lot of language, but it mostly got rated R because of just the violence. They really upped that. People getting people getting ripped apart, just like people were basically blood bags that exploded constantly.
It's lovely.
Yeah, but I enjoyed it. It was fun. Like it got bad reviews and some things and everything, but really, I liked it. I'd watch another one with David Harbour from Stranger Things as Hellboy. I'm still not a fan of his like facial makeup in it.
Yeah.
I think they did too much to it. It just looks too scarred and everything. It makes it look like a mask.
Yeah.
His hand was a lot better than I thought it was going to be in the previews. It didn't look like it moved too much, but it actually moved pretty well. But the characters and stuff, I think did well. David Harbour, I think, was a good Hellboy. And it was fun. I mean, the other Hellboys, the first two, I think, are better still. But it was enjoyable. I'd watch another one. They definitely, I mean, they set it up for a sequel, but I don't think it's going to get made.
Probably not.
I'd recommend watching it if you're home. Just rent it and check it out.
If you're home.
If you're ever home.
Not out in public here.
Yeah. Don't watch it
I
in
wouldn't
public.
go. Yeah, don't watch it in public. Watch it by yourself in a room.
I want to see it. So if I'm continuing the spooky, but then I'll tell you about what I watched last night. But on the plane back, I watched because I was trying to find something to download on Netflix before the plane took off because that was another thing about my trip. The plane rides were ridiculously horrible. On the way there, I was supposed to be in Orlando at 7. I got in Orlando at midnight because of weather. They diverted us to Tampa for a while. And on the way back, I was supposed to be back at 10, and I got back at 1 a.m.
No.
So, Spirit Airlines.
Oh.
Don't recommend.
You saved a lot of money.
They're cheap for a reason.
Yeah.
I think that's their tagline. I watched on the way back. On the way there, I watched on my big long delay. I just forgot the name of the movie. Oh well, forget that. The one about the guy and he has to defeat the 7X's of the girl.
Oh, Scott Pilgrim?
Yeah, I watched Scott Pilgrim again.
I love that movie.
Yeah,
that's a good movie.
And then on the way back, I watched The Vampire's Assistant. Which was fun.
I was there when they were making that movie. It's one of the ones that Rhythm and Hughes worked on.
Yeah. Well, they had a scare zone in Halloween Horror Nights that year that it was out based on it. It was fun. It was a fun little movie.
I held a tarantula in my hand because of that movie.
Oh.
Because one of the animators, because of there's like tarantulas and stuff in that movie, he went out and got a tarantula and kept it at his desk.
Oh.
And
You didn't
Jenny
work on it though, right?
I didn't work on it. No, I watched them work on it. It was fun. Yeah, it was kind of a fun little movie. Wasn't it?
Yeah. The way they ended it though was like there was going to be a sequel, but they didn't do a sequel.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. But last night, speaking of spooky, we watched Detective Pikachu.
Oh, Pika Pika.
Pika Pika. Pikachu. Which I have a very limited knowledge of Pokemon because that was sort of after my time. The things I know about Pokemon are from Super Smash Brothers, if that tells you anything.
Yeah.
So it was fun because I watched it with my wife and she knows absolutely nothing about it. So it was like me trying to explain the Pokemon. Pokemon that came on the screen. And I'd be like, this one's called Jigglypuff. And when she sings, she falls asleep. Or at least in the video game, that's what happens. But I remembered a lot more than, I thought. I was like, oh, that's Mewtwo. That's the most powerful Pokemon there is. And then I was right because they said that later. I was like, oh, I was right. It was fun. It was a fun movie. It was a lot more serious than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, really?
I thought it was going to be straight up comic laughs the whole time, but it took a dark turn for a little while. It made you a little sad. But then it brought it back up. I think without Ryan Reynolds, it would not have been a funny movie at all. But he made the movie because I was like cracking up when he was doing stuff. But the storyline itself was a little like not depressing, but it took like a sad turn. Yeah. Because it's based, I won't tell you what it's about. You can watch it. I don't want to ruin it for you.
Well, it's a kid looking for his father that's gone missing. Right?
Well, that may be what they told you on the trailers.
Oh, okay.
At the beginning of the movie, you meet this kid. He's not a kid. He's like an adult. He has a job. He just looks younger. He's like an insurance agent or something. He's out. His friend makes him go, which I think his friend is Dopinder or whatever, however you say his name from Deadpool.
Yeah, Dopinder. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's in it. I'm pretty sure that was him. He was in there very briefly, so I couldn't really tell. I didn't go back to look at the names. So that part was funny. He took him out to try to get him to catch a Pokemon. Because I guess when he was younger, he wanted to be a Pokemon trainer. But he didn't. He went into insurance for some reason. So he tries to get him to catch a Pokemon. Because everybody has like a Pokemon sidekick in this world. So he tries to get him to catch one, and he catches it, but then it rejects him and like goes crazy on him.
No.
And then he gets back to his house, and he gets his call, sorry, your father is dead. We need you to come collect his belongings. Oh. And then it just takes a dark turn for a little while. About his dead father. And he has all these flashbacks about not spending time with his dad growing up. Broken, and his mother died, so there's all that sad stuff. A bunch of death, sad stuff. Before it gets brought back
sounds like a great movie.
But it was good. I liked it. Especially even if you don't know much about Pokemon, you'll still enjoy it, I think. Because Jennifer said she liked it. She's like, oh, it's a good movie. And she doesn't know anything about Pokemon. And I don't know anything. Yeah, I don't know that much about it, but I still enjoy it.
My son thinks he knows because some kid gave him a couple of cards in class one time. He doesn't know.
Maybe you should go
a little bit.
Maybe you should go watch it, Kadrian. That way you'll know about it, and then watch it with him and be like, that Pokemon right there is blah 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 blah. But it was good. I liked it. It was funny. Ryan Reynolds was hilarious. There was some parts where like, okay, but like story wise, I'd recommend it though. Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, you get to see Jigglypuff on the big screen.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Psyduck? Is that the name?
Yeah, Psyduck. Yeah.
That he's one of the sidekicks of one of the characters,
Oh.
and it's hilarious. They're like, you got to keep calm, keep him calm.
Psyduck's pretty funny.
He's gonna blow up.
Yeah, I've actually seen a few episodes of Pokemon when it first came on because I'm just interested in any animation. But yeah, it's not my thing. But yeah, they've got some funny things. Psyduck was funny. I remember that.
Yeah, Psyduck is funny in the movie. Keeping him calm so he doesn't explode. I guess if he gets nervous or scared or something like that, he explodes.
Yeah, he's psychic and he'll have like a psychic explosion.
Yeah, that was good. Speaking of animation, this is the last thing, and then we've already been over an hour. We're just talking. It was just announced that there's going to be a new Masters of the Universe.
Oh yeah,
animated series coming to Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to pick up right where the old one, like the old one, left off.
Yeah. Well, let me refresh people who don't know where
they left off.
The last episode of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe ended with season 2, episode 65, The Cold Zone, which I'm sure that brings everybody right back to what happened in the last one. But for those who still aren't quite remembering, Cobra Khan asks He-Man for help in restoring the eternal flame of his people, the Reptons. The heroic warriors agree to a truce, but find themselves betrayed as soon as they enter the Cold Zone, which was the title of the episode.
Yeah, and the synopsis they gave for the new one has nothing to do with that, what you just said. So.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'll read it.
That's where it left off, though.
It says, A Radical Return to Eternia, Revelation, is a direct sequel series to the classic era of Masters of the Universe, featuring fan favorites He-Man, Orko, Cringer. I don't know who Cringer is.
Cringer was Battle Cat. That was.
That was his name?
Yeah, Cringer turned into Battle Cat.
I always knew him as Battle Cat. That's what I remember. And Man at Arms. The story pits our heroic warriors and guardians of Castle Grayskull against Skeletor, Evil Lyn, Beastman, and the vile legions of Snake Mountain. And then it goes on to say, which I don't know if they were supposed to release this part or not yet. It says, but after a ferocious final battle forever fractures Eternia, it's up to Teela. That's the female.
Yeah, that's Man-at-Arms' daughter.
Yeah. To solve the mystery of the missing Sword of Power in a race against time to prevent the end of the universe. Her journey will uncover the secrets of Grayskull at last. This is the epic He-Man and the Masters of the Universe saga fans have waited for 35 years to see.
We have been waiting.
What it sounds like to me is it has nothing to do with He-Man. It's all about Teela.
Oh,
yeah.
Probably so.
Because it sounds like the first episode is going to be a battle. The Sword of Power gets lost, and she's going on a journey to find it.
Yeah. But it's called He-Man.
Yeah.
So it's going to be about He-Man. Adam, whatever.
Is it?
Prince Adam. He's going to.
It's like Batman Returns, where it wasn't really about Batman, it was about Catwoman.
Oh.
So that, first I was excited, and then I'm like, okay, is He-Man going to be in it? Or is it going to be in the first episode and the last episode?
Well, it's weird because, okay, so the sword disappears, He-Man disappears, so He-Man's not around, so she's searching for the sword. But is Prince Adam gone then?
I don't know. But Kevin Smith is a part of this.
Yes. He is the creative force behind it. So I have hopes for that.
Yes. Because every video thing that I've seen with Kevin Smith, when he talks about sequels, he says sequels are fan service. That is it. So if it's fan service, then He-Man's going to be there. If it goes by his thinking.
Sure.
But
That's
if
true.
he's going against his thinking, then and He-Man's not there, then I'm going to be like, well, why bother making He-Man? Why didn't you call it Tila in the Masters of the Universe?
They need to get the original voice of Skeletor back because he's still around. He still does stuff.
Can
So
you give
they
us
need
a
to
little of
get him
that?
back. He-Man. No, not really.
Is he a
No.
parrot now?
No, I'm doing that. Hey, man.
So look forward to that on Netflix coming soon. Tila and the Masters of the Universe.
No.
Oh, she was in the. Was she in the movie with Dolph?
She was. Yeah, but I mean, like,
I mean,
it
that
was
movie
a
was like.
version of her.
Yeah.
Just as long as they have Gwildor in the show.
There was no name mention of that.
But he was like the
Sorry.
main part of the movie.
This has
Sorry.
nothing to do with the movie.
Yeah.
But it's Gwildor.
It's a sequel to the cartoon.
Yeah. And then at the
Or
end of every
either.
episode, they're gonna go, "Don't do drugs, kids."
Wow, I did not realize this guy plays Skeletor in the movie. Like, I've seen him, Frank Langella. Like, the name doesn't sound familiar, but then I saw his face.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
yeah, he
oh,
Skeletor.
that guy?
Yeah.
That was
That-
Skeletor?
Yeah.
Really?
He's been in other stuff. What else?
He's been in a ton of stuff. Like, I've seen him in a bunch of stuff.
I've seen him.
But it's more serious movies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So that's the last bit of news. This has been a different kind of episode of I Am Geek. Next week, we'll have something brand new for you guys and exciting. Tell your friends, share, and give us those reviews on iTunes. See you next week on I Am a Geek.